So where do you want me to sit?
It don't matter. We're going to sit, walk, talk, whatever. It don't matter. Trying to get my... Okay, here we go. What up, man? It's your man, Big CLFHOH, and I told you guys I had something coming your way. I'm a little late. I said 1 o'clock, between 1:15, but she's been very busy. Anyway, I did a little segment a while ago, well, a week ago, when she received her award, and I called her. There she goes.
Hey.
And I called her and asked her. I got so many different calls about. Well, show us more about Miss Dorsey.
Oh, you're kidding?
Oh, for real, for real.
Really?
So that's when I called her and said, "Hey, man, can I call in a favor? Can I come to your office? Come to your, come wherever she was." She said, "Yeah, come down to the office." So here I am, man. So we're gonna sit here. We're gonna ask her a few questions, man. We're gonna do what we do, man. First off, thank you for allowing me, FHO, man, to come to your office and do your thing.
You didn't show my office.
I know. We're gonna show them all. We're gonna do a walk around. She got so many plaques. The guy was telling me when he was escorting me, yeah, I had to get escorted, so that let you know she the boss. You know what I'm talking about? When they gotta send somebody else to come get you, that's the boss. You know what I'm saying?
That's because I'm old and I can't walk the building like that.
That's boss. He gave me all the rundown on the way up.
Oh boy.
So introduce yourself and.
Well, I'm JOCELYN Dorsey,
Okay.
Director of Editorials and Public Affairs for WSB TV. Community coverage you can.
All right, sorry about the pause. We just had to make sure that we had perfect signal. Hey, man, y'all hit the like button and let me know y'all liking this live thing, man. I keep telling y'all, these white folks is giving me stuff there. If y'all don't, you know what I'm saying, to participate in it, they going to take it from me. But anyway, it is what it is, man. But so we were at where you bought your first Harley.
It was a Softail Standard.
Softail Standard.
100th anniversary edition.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I rode the wheels off of it.
Okay.
That was the one that I rode from Alaska to Key West. That was pretty brutal.
Softail is a rubber-mounted frame, no shocks, no nothing. Did you know that when you bought it, or
no?
You just like,
no,
I just like the bike.
know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was the first one.
That was the first one.
Then
The second one was a Street Glide.
Okay.
06 Street Glide, carbureted.
Is that when you bought it in 06?
No, I bought it. When did I buy it? I can't remember. It was after the Standard was totaled.
Okay.
I got hit. I got T-boned.
Whoa.
By another bike. And
So let me ask you that: being in the profession that you're in, when something like that happens to you, how does the network or your bosses, how do they respond? Do you have to sign like a disclaimer to say I'll only ride during off-camera season, or
no? Probably if I were anchored.
Now, being an independent female, I would call you a TV icon or a celebrity or whatever. Does it ever interfere with your riding? Do you ever go places and it overwhelms you that it kills the ride?
No, because people are very respectful.
Okay.
And bikers don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care who you are,
Yeah,
you know. And that's part of the nice part.
Okay.
It's all about the bike. It's not about me.
Okay.
And so, they say, oh, yeah, you work for TV, cool.
Yeah.
And move on. And so, no, I'm not swamped like these celebrities are.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't recognize me. Because I look like this
Well,
during the day.
I understand that when I first met you, I was in that's Miss Dorsey, blah, 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 blah. And it was like you said, hey, appreciate you, love you.
Exactly.
And keep it pushing. But when I think what hit home for me was when I'm watching TV and they're talking about 40 years inducted in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, wait a minute, that's you know what I'm saying? And I just saw you at the roundup.
Right,
we hung out. You stayed at the hotel.
Exactly.
But I'm like, wait.
We watched Family Feud together.
That's what I'm saying. So it's amazing. It's just amazing how, like I said, how you got people around you, right? That you ride motorcycles with, and because we don't ask questions, the motorcycle community is a private community. At least it used to be. It's hopefully we can keep it that way. But we don't care what you do or how you do it, man. As long as you ride and hanging out. But me personally, like I said, it just blew me away to say, wait a minute, 40 years. Hall of Fame, all these awards. I'm like, wait a minute now, let me call her and say, hey, I need to reintroduce myself. You know what I'm saying?
No, you don't.
Hey, man, but I'm just saying, we're proud of you. I know I am proud of you. And a lot of the people that gave comments was proud of you. They were just saying, congratulations. And they, it's just good to know that people of that caliber, hang around what we call us regular people, us motorcycle people. So.
Well, I was raised like that.
Yeah.
My parents, I look back now at how I was raised, and I realize my parents raised me to respect everybody, and it's not a matter of economic status.
Yeah.
It's a matter of who you are as a person that
Okay.
makes you a valuable person, and what you do as a person and how you treat people. And so I look at how people treat people.
Yeah.
And you're a lot of fun. We have a
Hey.
good time.
Oh, well, you're
You're
gonna have fun with me,
respectful.
man. You
I
know you're
mean,
gonna have a ball with me.
So why not? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me how much money you make.
Have you ever been somewhere and it was not nice, a nice feeling, or the atmosphere wasn't nice on your motorcycle?
I'm trying to think. No, not really.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
There was an incident in Panama City.
Okay.
And we went into this club, and this group walked in. They were obviously an outlaw gang.
Okay.
And they were not black.
Okay.
And when I saw the things that they were doing on the dance floor, we all packed up. It was like we knew we were not.
Time to go.
No, it was time to go.
Okay.
It was definitely time to go. Now, I had a funny incident,
Okay.
and I shouldn't even tell this because it shows my stupidity. And Solo was with me,
Okay.
so
What else? Shout out to my
she
girl
was fine.
Solo. Yeah.
And we had gone. There was 3 of us, and we had gone to Memphis. There was one of our club members. I was in a club, and
What club? Okay. What club you used to be?
I was in Next Level.
Oh, okay.
And,
With next level. That's with
Sea Dog and Milton and
next level. That's I'm thinking about. That's not Blue Nim, is it? No, that's
no.
no. Okay, next level. I know them. I'm just trying to.
They weren't out there like that.
Okay.
So anyway, we were coming back from Memphis. We stop at a gas station, and we run into these guys, and they have Hell's Lovers on the back.
Okay.
And so I go up and I said, "Hey, are you all going to Atlanta?" Now tell them what Hell's Lovers is, okay?
1%er.
It's a 1%er.
Yeah.
And they looked at me. I guess they figured, this chick, what does she know? And they were like, "Yeah, we're going there." So anyway, we roll with them.
Yeah.
And they ride side by side, 100 miles an hour.
And tight.
Okay, and tight.
Yeah.
And I was nervous, because I was like, I've never ridden side by side, I had to stagger, but I'm not going to tell them I'm nothing, So we stopped. One of the guys ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere. And so we stopped, and the guys didn't have any tools.
Mm.
So I was like, y'all supposed to be so bad. Y'all ain't got no tools. I got tools. And I had
And
to
you talking smack. And you talking.
talking smack, right? And of course, the guy that was with us is looking at me like, "You idiot, just shut the heck up."
Yeah.
And, I'm, and they thought it was funny. I guess they figured I didn't know.
Yeah.
So we got the tools, and they started siphoning gas from one thing to the other. So anyway, we got to another gas station that was way out, had no premium gas, and the guy's like, "You'll be fine." We get there, and I look in the back, and I see this other group of bikers sitting in the back. And I'm like, "Oh, let's go see who they are."
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're having a
And
ball.
Ken, I shouldn't say his
Yeah.
name, but he looked at me and he said, "You leave your bike right here. You sit down and shut the heck up." That wasn't the word he used.
Yeah.
And I'm looking going, uh-oh,
Yeah.
what did I do? Well, as we're filling up for gas, this group comes out on their bikes and they circle us.
Mm.
You know what that is.
Out of territory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
Okay? So the guys from Hell's Lovers start looking at our guy, and he said, "You know why we didn't do nothing, man?" And he said, "Why?" He said, "You got these women here." So at least they were respectful of us, not to pull out their guns and start shooting.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden it occurred to me, this is not good.
Hey, these ain't regular folks. This is something different.
Right. So they waited till these people left, and Ken said, "Well, just give us a minute. Just give us a minute." So they left, and then we went, and we go down the road, and all of a sudden we're riding, and these guys are pulling out knives and guns, and while we're rolling, right, passing the gun over to the guy and passing the gun over to this, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And Ken motioned to us to get off at the exit because we were in the back.
Yeah.
So we got off at the exit. Sat for 45 minutes. It was like, okay, are
Hopefully
they gone?
The coast's clear. Yeah. Hopefully the coast's
hopefully
clear.
there's no bodies everywhere. And we never saw him after that. But
so what do you? At that, was Solo in the club with you at that time?
Yes.
And she didn't even know.
I think this was so long ago. I don't think we even
paid attention.
We didn't realize the danger.
Okay.
You know, we thought as long as you're on a bike,
It's
you know,
all great.
it's all
So let me
good.
ask you this: now knowing what you being in the community, being who you are now, and then kind of knowing the differences, how does it affect you now? I mean, of course you know, but does it? Like, that was an innocent situation with an innocent person.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people all the time, as long as you stay in your local area, then you really never will have these issues.
Right.
But if you're going to travel, these are the things you need
I
to know.
wouldn't wear my vest.
Yeah.
Especially if I was traveling alone or with a couple of people, I wouldn't wear colors.
Yeah.
You know, I'd wear a vest, but not colors. I would be very careful, you know, knowing what I know now about going to the various clubhouses. Because we went to an Outcast clubhouse in South Georgia. And they didn't know who we were, you know, but they were cool. I think there was one of the Outcast guys that we did know. And so I think he indicated to them that we were okay. But I don't know that I'd go to an Outcast clubhouse. I mean, it just, you know, it is what it is. But I've never, maybe I'm being naive, but I've never felt unsafe.
On your motorcycle.
And in a clubhouse that I've gone to. You know, we just went out to Regulators the other day, and it was interesting because I was surprised at how many people were carrying their guns openly, but I still didn't feel unsafe.
Do you really feel that? I'm not gonna say gangsterish, but that need for where we are today, like in the motorcycle club. Do you like being from where you come from 20 plus years ago to now? Back then it was an open friendly thing. Now it's kind of gotten to the point now where, you know, you got to look around and how does that make you feel?
Okay, we're live. That's the newsroom coming in. Okay. Come on in. Huh? Yeah, he's recording right now. Do I have to sign something? Okay.
What time are you gonna be done?
Few minutes.
Okay, I'll come back.
Okay. All right.
It's just the transition from then to now. When I talk to a lot of the old heads, they always say, "Man, it was that, but it wasn't how it is. It wasn't so open as it is now, because they kept it private. Like I said, motorcycle club used to stand for men's club, so it was more.
It did.
Yeah, that's where MC comes from. That's where MC. It wasn't for a motorcycle originally. It was for men's club.
You're kidding. No, I'm not surprised because there's still clubs today that don't allow women.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's what it was all about. But I just think that now with everything that's going on, it's just a lot going on right now when it really didn't used to be that. Now, 40 years in the industry, 40 plus years, you're still here, you're doing your thing. How does, as a female on the bike set, what is the most important?
That I be respected as a biker.
Okay.
And not, just run around 285.
Okay. So I mean, you do get out, you do ride, you do travel. You feel like, you feel like everybody that has a motorcycle should be a part of the motorcycling, or because some people have tell me, it ain't that serious for me.
Well, and to each his own. I'm not going to judge, why people have their motorcycles. Although, I do call some people trailer clubs rather than motorcycle clubs.
Okay.
Because they put their bikes on the trailer and they don't ride them. And but as long as people are out there enjoying themselves, who am I to judge, why they do something, there may come a day that I'm not going to be riding, those trails like I ride, but, as long as you're on two wheel, well, except for the scooters.
Yeah. Hey, man, you already know this HD nothing on mine, so you ain't even got to worry about that. What made you get into the news field?
It was an accident. Yeah, I was in engineering school. My
Okay.
dad was an aeronautical engineer, so he programmed me to go into that field, which was not for me. I had a roommate who wanted to be a reporter for the Chicago Tribune. She was from Chicago. There was not a broadcast major when I was in school,
Okay.
so that tells you how old I am. I was in school back in the 60s.
19, 18, 20 something.
I was in school back in the 60s. I am 65 years old.
Oh, she said it. I wasn't gonna say nothing. She said it. Beautiful 65.
I'm proud to be
beautiful,
65.
Beautiful 65.
And so I went to class with her, and it was so fascinating.
Yeah.
Plus, back in the 60s, and I say that because we had National Guard on campus. We were rioting.
Yeah.
We were protesting the Vietnam War. We were protesting for Black Studies
Okay.
because I went to the Ohio State University.
Whatever that means.
That means undisputed national championships for the first time.
Okay.
But anyway. And so it was a different climate, and I discovered that journalism was a way to give people who didn't have a voice.
Okay.
And those were the people protesting, because they certainly weren't going to be covered in mainstream media. And then I realized the power of journalism to really make a difference and to do good,
Yeah.
to make changes, to speak for people who couldn't speak. And that was a great feeling, because then you don't have to have money to be rewarded.
Okay.
It's the feeling that, you've helped somebody and you've made a difference. A lot of people get into this profession for different reasons.
Yeah.
But the reason I got into it was because I wanted to change things that were wrong.
Okay.
And I wanted to make them right.
What do you think your biggest accomplishment has been being Miss JOCELYN Dorsey?
Being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That part right there, that part. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little overwhelming.
congratulations,
It's a little overwhelming. But, that has been one of the things that you always, in the profession, you looked up to people who were in that Hall of Fame. And then to realize that people are recognizing you and your peers are recognizing you.
The Hall of Fame.
My first Emmy was pretty good, too.
Your first Emmy?
Yes.
Okay. And what do those different accomplishments mean? I mean, like a lot of us, we see it and we watch TV. Oh, they got an Emmy Award, they got a Golden Globe Award, they got whatever. But what does it really mean? What is it?
I think for the Hall of Fame, because it's at the University of Georgia,
Okay.
so you're permanently enshrined in a library where people can come and see your work.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest thing, is that you leave a legacy that other people can see, your children, your grandchildren, and their kids on down the line, to see just who you were and what you meant, and how you left this earth.
Okay.
And so that's what's really important, is to be able to leave something for your children and those going behind. And the young people, coming up, I didn't have a lot of people that were in this profession that we could look up to.
And I'm just thinking about back then with all of the racism and all of the, oh my goodness.
What do you mean back then?
Back
There's
then,
still.
I'm just saying. I mean, but it is now, but we ain't going for that. If y'all come down here with the stuff that we see on the film and all, it's gonna be problems. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that the people before me just accepted it, but I'm just, this generation of cats they got now, we ain't having it. You just saw that the other day with the incident with them sheets the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a different day, different time. It's gonna be towed up.
It was different. It was different in that to cover something, for example, if you covered the KKK and they shouted stuff at you, when I went into a room and they shouted things at me, it's a little different when you have 200 folks shouting at you. You tend not to react, because you just don't know what a mob will do to you. And it's a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
And then when you realize, going back to the office, that was like, oh, well, you're in the South, welcome South, brother. It's a bit unsettling, They were burning crosses at Stone
I'm
Mountain.
saying, I can't see.
I couldn't go.
You know what
to
I'm saying?
Stone
That's one of them things. Like I'm telling you, don't try that shit today. Excuse me for cursing, but we ain't having all that today.
They're doing it today. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
well, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Me and my people, we ain't seen it. So whatever
Yeah,
you're doing
Stone
today,
Mountain
was something else back
yeah,
then.
it was an occurrence, and I couldn't go. They
Yeah.
wouldn't allow me to go
Even for
because
the
they
TV
feared
station?
for my safety.
The TV station?
Yes, yes. I could not cover that story.
Whoa.
I couldn't go to Forsyth County.
Yeah.
I was covering a story in Forsyth County, and when I got to Forsyth County, we had to check in at the sheriff's office to let them know that, you know, we were there and to try to find out where the shooting had occurred. And they would not let us go in our station vehicle. They
Whoa.
put us in the
Police.
police vehicles because they were afraid for our safety. And this was long before Hosea and all them went up there. So it was a different time. I mean, you know,
I mean, seeing all of that, how do you keep all of that and still be able to deal, man? I don't know. I don't. That to me, that would kind of alter me a little bit. It would kind of, you know.
It does. I mean, it affects you, but it makes you more determined than ever.
Okay.
To me, when you change things, it's got to be almost one-on-one relationships.
Okay.
And so you have to shift that paradigm for people who thought, you know, here's how all black people were.
Yeah.
And I was there to show them that whatever you thought we were, I'm going to defy that stereotype.
Okay.
And so it was a bit unsettling for people to encounter somebody who didn't talk like them, who didn't think like them, who didn't bow down to them, who looked them dead in the eye. I mean, there were all those types of things I could see were a bit unsettling. And I felt as long as I could keep being unsettling, that maybe things would change. And it has. It has. You have to educate people. And the more you educate people, that, you know, they'd look at me and they go, "Oh, well, you're different." And I'd say, "No,
I'm the same.
There's 1,000 people like me. There's hundreds of thousands of people like me. You just have not met them." You know, and so for you to assume that we're going to be one way as a race of people shows that you don't know us. And so now you need to get to know us.
Let me ask you this: do you think the Harley Davidson thing kind of bridges the gap a little bit?
I do. It's
With
been
the motorcycle?
interesting. Yeah. I tell people all the time, it's one of the few gatherings where you find all different types of people coming together and, you know, associating socially. I mean, there aren't many places that people associate socially.
Okay.
And I've been, you know, to welcoming, people have welcomed me in North Georgia mountains. I'll never forget, we went out, we were looking, I thought I wanted lakefront property in Lake Hartwell. And so I went out with 3 of us, Solo was with us, she can tell you all these things are true. We're up in the North Georgia mountains, and we come across, we're in the backwoods, I mean in the backwoods. And this truck drives by us. It was the stereotypical truck with the stars and bars, the rifle in the back, you know, and I'm like, ruh-roh, you know. And they're looking at us, you know, and so I thought, okay, well, we pull up to this guy's house, and it's a double-wide trailer. And he comes out, and he's stereotypical, you know, and, you know, hi y'all. And I was like, I don't think this is quite the lakefront property that we're looking for. And I went and said, well, we're sorry. We were just kind of looking around. And he looked at the bikes and he said, come on in. And I said, so we're, you know, what are we walking into? He says, I'm going to take you back to the shed. And I said, okay. He opens the shed and there's a Harley Davidson. And the long and the short of it was, he said, anytime you all want to come up, I got a room for you. And this guy didn't know us.
And I've had that happen to me too, though. I broke down and people have invited me.
Yeah. I mean, it's been unreal. We broke down in the middle of nowhere going from Alaska to Key West. And the guy came up, we were at a gas station, and Solo had lost a major part. It was like a clutch something or other. I can't remember what it was, but she couldn't ride. And we were like, now what do we do? Guy pulls up to the gas station. He looked at it. He said, oh, we can fix that. He went and got somebody to open the Harley Davidson dealership, knowing we were on the road and rolling and had to be somewhere, you know, because we were point to point to point.
Okay.
And went and rolled the bike in and fixed it.
Mm.
And we were able to get back on the road. I mean, it's just stuff like that that happens. I remember going to Waterloo. We did the Trail of Tears down to Waterloo. And we thought we would be able to turn around and come back, but it was a little too far. And I thought, oh, God, I wish we had a place to stay. So we pulled up in this hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And there's nothing but rednecks sitting out there with the barbecue grills. And I was like, oh, great, this is going to be a fun evening. And it turned out to be a lot of fun because they invited us to eat, you know, had the beer, and we're all sitting outside, you know, talking. They were from all over the country.
Didn't know.
And
So do you think we stereotype them as much as they stereotype us?
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's a double.
And the more we can break down those barriers, I think the better off we're going to be, you know.
So besides having the best of both worlds, I mean, you come to work your one way, then when you get to get on your bike, you get the freedom of being, you know, kind of another way. What for a female watching this, for a woman watching this, what is it that she would need to know the most about being a part of the set? I mean, of course, you're a mother, you've been a wife, all of these different things. How do you keep it all together and still be able to enjoy your motorcycle?
I don't know that I keep it all together. Be yourself. You know, understand that, you know, I do it for the friendship.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a groupie.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful about understanding your role. You know, it's all about the friendship. And once people understand that that's what it's about, then that's how you'll be treated.
Okay.
You know, if you want to go out there and have fun, that's how you're going to be treated. So it's all in how you present yourself.
Do you think it's a competition between the men and the women on the bike set or in the HD game?
You mean in terms of whose bike is the baddest?
Whose bike is the baddest?
Yeah.
I can ride just as good as you.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so do you honestly think a female can compete with a man?
Heck yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you.
How far have you ridden?
Everywhere.
Okay,
I've been all
okay,
48. Come on, you talking to the man.
All right.
You talking to the man. I've been in all 48 states.
But you are unusual.
I know. Well, how am I on you? It's about. You got a few. I'm just saying that.
Okay, you got a few. Okay. But most guys I could walk up to and say, how far have you ridden?
Yeah. Okay.
In how short a time? Okay. So, I mean, you know,
Hey,
I was
21
days,
y'all out, man.
21 days on the road, 7,688 miles, 13 states, and 4 Canadian provinces.
She calling y'all out, man. She calling y'all. I mean, I can't hit them Canadian provinces. I'm an ex-con.
And Alaska.
So I can't do all. I got to stay, you know what I'm saying, within the 48. But, you know, international can go everywhere. But.
And wait. And I took my bike on a cruise.
Yeah, they just did the cruise. We saw that.
I took it to St. Martin.
Yeah.
To Puerto Rico. Well, I didn't do that one because my bike was totaled. But 2 years before that, I did St. Kitts, St. Martin, and Puerto Rico, and rode my bike. And the hardest thing was getting it on and off that ship.
Man, Smiley he did Cuba as soon as we opened up the border.
Wow.
Yeah, he went to Cuba.
Oh, wow.
We were like, are you crazy? You better don't go. But, Highway Smiley, that's my hero. That dude is the most humblest, the greatest. He's, oh my goodness, magnificent. But anyway, so, are you thinking about joining the club at this time?
No.
Just too much going on, or just?
You know, I don't want it to be like work.
Okay.
And I do charity work here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go to meetings.
Yeah.
I go to too many meetings here. So, but I like to ride with groups. You know, Harley's Angels, one of my favorite groups.
Shout out to Harley's Angels. Yeah.
They're good women. I mean, just really good women. Yeah. And I love to ride with them.
Because I was surprised even Solo, when they got Solo to join. That was
I wasn't surprised.
You wasn't?
No, I wasn't surprised. She wanted the camaraderie of women and women who ride.
Yeah.
Because they're ground pounders.
No, they don't play no games.
They don't play now.
They don't play no game.
And I like riding with them. But I guess I'm terrible because I don't want to come to meetings. You know, I like the social aspects.
Come
and I know there has to be some
out,
organization. And you know, the requirements are rough for
Yeah.
Harley's Angels. You got to ride, what, 400 miles a year?
No, you got to do.
Or is it 400 miles
4,000.
a month?
Yeah, you got so whatever it is.
Whatever it is, you got to ride.
ride.
And so I don't know if I can be tied, you know, and I
Yeah.
don't want it to feel like I have to do something. It's kind of like, you know, I knit and crochet, but I don't want to do it
Because I have to do
because
it.
I
yeah.
have to do it.
I mean, if
wanna
I got
do it.
time, if I'm feeling like doing it,
That's
yeah.
it. And I want to do it when I want to.
That's
do
an interesting
it.
take. That's an
So,
interesting take.
Yeah.
Would
so-
you support everybody as far as they go?
Oh,
You-
absolutely. I support all the clubs. You know, they know it.
What trips you got coming up this year? Any big trips?
We were talking about going to Arizona because
You
I
have a good time.
wanted to see the Grand Canyon.
Oh, you talking about going for just to go? Because we're going to Arizona well, we leave this month.
You all are going.
For the Soul Brothers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What? Awesome. It's one of the
I
biggest
knew that
event- yeah.
a group was going to Arizona, but we
Yeah.
would be going in July.
Okay.
And this is, you know, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that, but I'd like to. You know,
The Grand Canyon, been there. That's another amazing feature. That's one thing I can say about being on a motorcycle set. Even with all of the downs, you got your ups and your downs, but my ups far outweigh my downs. I mean, just some of the people I've met, places that I've been that I never would have even cared with them. Yeah, never would have cared to even know about. You know
Well,
what I'm
people
saying?
don't know that the United States is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so many people have not seen it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that made me want to travel was my father and mother decided that they were going to take us across country.
Okay.
I don't know how they did it because it was in a car. And there were 3 girls, so
Yeah.
you can imagine my mother had to ride the hump the whole way. And then I was just at driving age, so my dad let me drive part of the way. But we went from Ohio, the northern route, through every single iconic landmark you can imagine. We went to Old Faithful. We went to Garden of the Gods in Colorado. We went through the Grand Tetons. We
Okay.
went to Las Vegas and Reno
Yeah.
and San Francisco. And then we came down Highway 1 and then
PCH, yeah.
came back Route 66.
Mm.
So, you know, the Bonneville Salt Flats. I mean, everything you can, Albuquerque, you know, you can just imagine. So I think he instilled that love of
To
travel.
get out and travel.
And it was so cool to revisit a lot of those places when I did Alaska to Key West. Because we were in South Dakota and I got to see Mount Rushmore as an adult.
Mo.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think me and who was just talking about that? Me and somebody was saying that, you know, when you see it on the pictures and you see it in the movies, but when you actually go and see the goodness of God, man, how a person can sit there, chisel, hammer, break, crack, whatever they did to form that. That's amazing.
Well, not only that, but just the mountain and the rock formations themselves in South Dakota are so amazing. It's so incredible.
Well, South Dakota, it's wide open, so we've been through there. We had a nice time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Dorsey,
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Trust me.
All right.
So we got to get some riding in, man. We definitely got to get some riding time in.
I'm riding this weekend.
You better. It's 60
I know,
plus
it's gonna
degrees.
be 60 degrees.
I'm on my bike
I
right
just
now.
gotta figure out where
you
I'm
already
gonna go.
know if you know my thing of it is.
Well, you're holding up my ride.
If it's over 30, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we got all the gear and everything. But we appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate your service. We appreciate you being on the bike set. Like I said, a lot of people didn't know. They had no clue that you were this mastermind individual.
Thank you.
But again,
been
we love
fun.
you and we thank you, man. And super duper congratulations. Thank you for supporting FHO
Well, thank you.
and the movement. And
Glad to.
we'll see you. Are you set for the King's anniversary this year?
Yes, you know I'm gonna be there. Off the chain.
So there it is there, man.
All righty.
You'll get to meet if you come and
See ya.
hang out with you, get to meet at the King's anniversary, man. And again, just good people, man. Trust me. All our good people. It's your boy Big Cell FHOH and I see. Love you and talk to you in a minute.